finished making my bacon mushroom roll-ups. When I host a party or get together, these are one of my favorite go-to appetizers. It is always a hit. Let me show you how I made them. I start with good old bacon. I've got almost a half a pound of bacon here. That's about 7 slices of bacon, and I'm going to coarsely chop them. And I'm going to layer them out in single layer. Bacon is so fatty that they're hard to separate. So this could take a while. All done. Now I'm going to turn on my frying pan over medium heat and start to cook that. While that is cooking, I'm going to start chopping up the rest of these. There's the next 2 ingredients, which is 2 onions. You could do this in the food processor. It would be a heck of a lot quicker, but I've got time to kill as I wait for the bacon to cook. And you want to cook that bacon until it is almost crispy. And here I've got about 300 grams of mushrooms, which is about a dozen or so or more, depending on the size of your mushrooms. So this is going to take a while. I'll be back. I put the heat higher on this bacon because it was just taking too long. But here's a tip. To reduce the amount of grease, bacon grease in your roll-up filling, just when you see fat starting, tilt the pan, and if you see fat starting to come down here on this end through force of gravity, you can take a paper towel like this, crumple it up a bit, and watch your hands, and very carefully and quickly dab on it, and it will soak into the paper towel. So this bacon is just about where I want it to be, and now I'm going to add all these onions and mushrooms and saute them for 5 minutes. And I will add some salt, just a bit, maybe about ½ teaspoon of salt I just threw in there, and some black pepper. Then you give it a stir to make sure the top layers and the bottom layers the top layers get a chance to cook. And this may seem like a lot, but those mushrooms will shrink a lot. So just give it a good stir occasionally. And when they're softened, you're ready to add the next ingredients. So these have now softened. Let me just turn off this fan so you can hear me talk. So now I'm just going to add in some Dijon mustard, about a teaspoon or so. Give it a stir before you add the next ingredient, which is cream cheese. I've got a brick of cream cheese. It's about 250 grams right here, and I've chopped it into cubes. Doing that will make this melting process quicker than if I just threw in the whole block. Or you can buy the softened cream cheese that come in a tub. Just make sure it's the same size, which I think they all are. So I'll just smoosh that in to get into the heat. And you want to melt that cream cheese to a creamy mixture. So the cream cheese is all nice and melted, and it's like a nice creamy texture. At this point, you want to taste it because the filling is now done, but you want to do a final taste and add any more salt and pepper if you feel it needs it. So now I will remove this from the heat and get started on the next step, which is bread. I've got about 20 slices of bread here, and I'm going to trim off the crust on all sides. Next step is to take a slice of this bread and flatten it as much as you can. You want to get that soft, white toast bread, you know. Texas toast, I think, will be too thick and it won't flatten and or hold its shape once it's flattened. So see how flat that is? That's how you would like it. Then what you do is you add the filling to it. So I'll just grab a spoon, grab some filling, and this is about 2 tablespoons of it, and put it on there. That might be a little bit too much. I'll take away some of it. And then roll it up. So there we go. Try to feel that it's all evenly spread and not too much oozing out the side, but close to the side. You don't want it oozing out to the side. Oh, that cracked a bit. Must have been a sharp onion that didn't get softened yet. And then with each log, you cut it in half, like so, and then put it on your baking sheet, your parchment-lined baking sheet. Seam side down. This is the seam here. You want to put that seam side down. So I'm going to continue with the rest of them. I'll be back again. Alright, I have finished assembling my roll-ups, and now I am just lightly brushing them with melted butter. And when that's all done, I will put them in my preheated 375-degree oven for 15 minutes until golden brown, approximately 15 minutes. Alrighty, these have been now in the oven for 15 minutes, and it's time to take them out. There, ooh, take a look at these creamy, dreamy bacon mushroom roll-ups. Time to get the party started.